A judge from Milwaukee has just been arrested by the FBI for helping a violent illegal alien escape from ICE agents inside of the courtroom where she works.
Federal authorities reportedly arrested a Milwaukee County Circuit judge this morning for allegedly assisting an undocumented migrant.
Here is what happened. Milwaukee Judge Hannah Dugan was charged with 2 felonies after she helped illegal alien Eduardo Flores-Ruiz escape from an ICE arrest. Flores-Ruiz has entered the United States twice illegally, and he has been accused of crimes such as suffocating, battery, and domestic violence. Not necessarily what we call a nice guy. This is the person Judge Dugan put her career and her freedom on the line for. Now, Judge Dugan is facing up to 6 years in prison and fines up to $350,000. So how does this happen? How does a judge go from upholding the law to breaking it in such a dramatic way? Well, here is a clip of Attorney General Pam Bondi explaining the situation for us.
This guy was in court being prosecuted by a state prosecutor for domestic violence battery. He had beat up 2 people, a guy and a girl, hit the guy 30 times, knocked him to the ground, choked him, beat up a woman so badly they both had to go to the hospital. And John, you know, it's so rare for victims to want to cooperate. They wanted to cooperate. They were sitting in the courtroom with the state prosecutor. The judge learns that ICE was outside to get the guy because he had been deported in 2013, came back in our country, commits these crimes, charged with committing these crimes, victims in court. Judge finds out. She goes out in the hallway, screams at the immigration officers. She's furious, visibly shaken, upset, sends them off to talk to the chief judge. She comes back in the courtroom. You're not going to believe this. Takes the defendant and the defense attorney back in her chambers, takes them out of private exit and tells them to leave. While a state prosecutor and victims of domestic violence are sitting in the courtroom. We could not believe, actually, that a judge really did that. We looked into the facts in great depth. That's her picture up on the screen, Hannah Dugan, who is now in custody. You cannot obstruct a criminal case, and really, shame on her. It was a domestic violence case of all cases, and she's protecting a criminal defendant over victims of crime.
Can you believe that? The victims of this illegal alien, they were waiting in the courtroom while the judge was helping them escape.
Victims, and those victims were entitled to their day in court, and they didn't get it because she let a criminal defendant walk out a door. She helped them. She obstructed justice.
Spoiler alert, ICE agents eventually caught Flores-Ruiz after a foot chase outside of the courtroom. But Judge Dugan's action put everyone at risk. On April 25th, the FBI arrested Judge Dugan at the courthouse when she was going to work. She appeared in federal court later on that day and was released without bond. Okay, so what is the public opinion saying? Well, some people are calling this arrest an attack on the judiciary, while others are cheering, saying no one, even a judge, is above the law. Now, let me ask you, what is your opinion? Was this arrest justified, or is this an example of government overreach? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and until soon. Peace.